Castor has been making some good progress with lifting his hind legs. So I'm just going to show a quick clip of that. So now he's moved on to just kind of standing here by the mounting block, and he's got his halter on, we've got the lead rope on, and then it's just laying across his neck. So those are all pretty new things for him as well. So all of that I got to definitely take into account, especially with Mustang. Those are all new things. Like he's very specific in what happens when, what happens when and where and how. So that's a new thing for him, and he's handling that really well. So I'm pretty happy with him adding that in. So that's important because we take that for granted so much with our regular domestic horses. Like you just pop a halter on, you throw the lead rope over, and it's like not a big deal at all. So that's pretty important here. But I'm just doing some brushing here, and then we're going to work on this hind leg here. So I'm still going to use the mounting block and just kind of have a little bit of a barrier. Like, I know it's not the best barrier, but at this point, once you've moved on to this, I already know that he's fine with me handling his hind legs. I've touched them, I've picked them up, and all that stuff within protected contact. So you've seen that with the panels, and you've seen that with the arena fence. So all those steps have already been done. So I'm going to walk to the back here, slide my hand down his hindquarter to his hock, and I'm just going to squeeze a little bit and just kind of like rest my hand on his hock, and he's just going to barely lift it up, and I want that hind leg to kind of rest on that toe. So that's all the movement I want. I don't want a lot of movement. Um, I don't want that kicking motion to get in there. I just want the shifting of the weight. So you've seen the shifting of the weight earlier. Now I'm asking for a little bit more weight shift, and then that resting the toe, which you can see better there since the mounting block got scooted over a little bit. I know it's not the best angle, but it was important in his training. So that's what I want right there. If you can see his hoof right in front of that mounting block, that first time he just kind of rolled up onto the edge of his hoof. The second time he picked his foot up off the ground, but that's okay. I was looking for that right there. You can see his hoof, and he's just kind of has it rolled up onto his toe. So that's what I'm looking for. And then from that, I can start asking for lifting. So it rolls up, and then he picks it up a little bit. So then I can shape that. So from the hoof resting on the toe, then I can go from there to the lift. So there's the toe rest, beautiful, and then a tiny little lift. That was perfect. That's perfect. That's what I'm looking for. It's just those little steps. So that first step was shifting the weight, then the resting of the toe, and then a little bit of the lift of the leg. So then you have that toe rest in there. So like there he's resting his toe. Then he kind of puts it back down. So okay, that was perfect. I should have clicked a little bit earlier there, and then he kind of picks it up a little bit. So um, it's those three separate things so that he doesn't think from the ground immediately into the air, and he kind of has that kicking motion. You want to get away from that. So looks great. He looks really relaxed with having me back there. There he's resting on his toe, and he has a nice gentle lift. So that's perfect. I'm really looking for relaxation, lots of just calm lifting so he doesn't get into pulling. I don't want it pulling away. I just want nice and easy. He barely lifts it up, even a little bit to where he's kind of not like not being difficult about it, but just kind of like dragging a little bit. Like I kind of have to pull it around and like hand a little bit. I rather have it more on that side than him pulling it up and moving it around too much. So just so it's like malleable, that's what I'd like. So kind of like play the legs. That's really what I want. That looks beautiful. So that was a really great session for him. He's really coming along.